Even though we know that letting go of the self-images and concept is the way of freedom, path of liberation, which is quite challenging because those concepts have been brought us pleasure and pain. We can call it stimulations. Some might think that stimulations of pleasure and pain is all about this life. But actually, awareness that we are is much more than that. All this pleasure and pain is actually suffering comparing to the ever-expanding bliss that we are. All those physical phenomena, experience of pain and pleasure, is meant to be used for our realization of true essence, which is ever-expanding bliss, and its unfoldment through this form, through this body, is amplify, multiply, more of unfoldment of bliss, more of realization of bliss that we are. We might call it aliveness, we might call it ever-expanding joy. Whatever we call it, it's an energy of non-dual, pure, positive energy, which comes from deeper dimension of connectedness, oneness, transcending duality. While we are focusing on physical, this body experiences different stimulations, pain and pleasure based on the perception. In order for us to enjoy it and appreciate it, it takes awareness. Our physical mind tendency is giving credit to the things and stuff and situation of the experience of pleasure or pain. Physical mind perceives that whenever it feels pleasure, which because of this and that, and whenever physical mind perceives it as something bad, something ugly, something painful, create negative experience. And of course it's so natural when we perceive some things and stuff and situation that reflecting source energy clearly, we feel love, beauty, we feel good, we feel delighted, pleasurable. And whenever we perceive somebody oriented with lack consciousness, we don't feel good because we perceive them as suppressed light, suppressed energy of truth. Therefore, it is always bring us clarity, bring us more of realization of true essence, which is ever expanding bliss. The key is being aware, the awareness, expanding consciousness, empty out perceptions of physical mind, whether it's pleasure or pain. Because greater I am, deeper consciousness wants to bring out more of goodness, wants to be unfolded, greater clarity, more of love and wisdom, more of joy, more of unfoldment of greater potential. We don't need to limit ourselves the experience of just pain and pleasure. We can just go beyond it. We can use it for the integration of higher self. We can be aware of the experience. We can be aware of the perception so that we can be open to what's more wants to be revealed, which is always more liberated energy, more purified energy, which is unfoldment of deeper dimension, which is unconditional joy. We can call it joy of existence. We are multidimensional beings. We don't need to limit ourselves to experience just by the surface mind based on the duality. When we open to the deeper realm, moment by moment, by being aware of the awareness, the experience of the moment become much more richer, and each of us are called to be aware of its richness and receiving the richness of a being moment by moment is itself bring out greater good for all. This body can be used truly by our higher self. We can truly bring out greater potential of humanity.